January 12th, 1943. The cold is unbearable. It's hard to describe the freezing wind that cuts through our clothes and flesh. Our breath turns to ice in front of us, and even the simplest tasks feel impossible. I've heard of soldiers freezing to death while standing guard. The snow is thick, making it difficult to move, and the ground is too frozen to dig proper trenches. We huddle together for warmth, but it's never enough. Command says the Soviets are preparing an offensive, but we've heard this before. I don't know how much longer we can hold this position. Supplies are running low, especially food. Some men have started eating whatever they can find, even stray dogs. It feels like we're abandoned out here, forgotten in this icy hell. February 2nd, 1943. The bombardment began at dawn. We were caught off guard, even though we knew it was coming. The Russian artillery shells hit us relentlessly, and the ground shook like an earthquake. I could barely hear my own thoughts over the deafening blasts. When the bombardment stopped, the Soviets attacked. They came at us in waves, and we fought back with everything we had, but there were so many of them. I've never seen such determination in an enemy. They kept coming, even when we mowed them down with machine guns. The bodies piled up, but they pressed on, as if they didn't care about dying. We lost a lot of men today. The trenches are filled with the wounded and the dead, and the stench of blood and gunpowder is everywhere. March 10th, 1943. The snow is starting to melt, but it's only making things worse. The ground is turning into a swamp of mud and slush. Every step we take is a struggle. Our boots are soaked through, and trench foot is spreading among the men. I've seen some of my comrades lose their toes to the infection, and the thought of it terrifies me. The Soviets have eased their attacks for now, but we know they're preparing for something bigger. We hear rumors that they're massing troops just beyond the horizon, waiting for the right moment to strike. We try to stay alert, but exhaustion is wearing us down. No one has slept properly in days. We stand watch, knowing the next assault could come at any moment. April 18th, 1943. Today, we were hit hard. The Soviet tanks rolled in unexpectedly, breaking through our defensive lines. We were forced to retreat to a secondary position, but it wasn't enough. The Russians are relentless, pushing us back further with every hour. I've seen too many of my comrades fall, and the thought of how close death is keeps haunting me. In the chaos, I was separated from my unit for a while. I stumbled through the battlefield, hearing the screams of the wounded all around me. I found a group of survivors from another regiment and stuck with them. We made it to a new defensive line, but barely. The fighting never stops. I wonder how much longer this can go on. May 5th, 1943. We've been told to hold our position until reinforcements arrive, but it feels like an empty promise. The Soviets are closing in from all sides. The ground is soaked in mud and blood, and the skies are filled with the roar of artillery and gunfire. Our ranks are thinning every day, and morale is at an all-time low. I've lost track of how many friends I've seen fall. The faces blur together, and sometimes I can't remember if they were real or just another casualty of this endless war. We cling to the hope that the reinforcements will come, but deep down, I think we all know that this is the end.